What's up, guys? If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Also, please smash that like button on the video and enjoy the show.
I didn't take, I don't feel like I put enough of a dent in it to be on the list of most wanted. However, I participated in something for financial gain that definitely I'm not proud of, that I would tell anybody to not do. My direct involvement in the people involved and how to put the puzzle together exactly. I mean, that's still to be determined. So I'm here today. My point of even speaking about this is to let anybody know, don't do that. Don't even try that. That shit is watered down and played out, but it's still people online selling you the ideal of it.
But you still you ended up doing like 6-7 years it was pretty much all on the drug side.
All of my stuff came from drug related felonies. However, so my stuff, I got arrested for fraud in Florida. I got arrested but all they could really get me for was possession of.
When was this?
This was in 2012.
Yeah.
2011.
So while you're at the peak of this.
Yeah, while I did get arrested because I was inside of a store in Aventura Mall, and a person at Apple said that I looked suspicious, and they stopped me on the way out and said that I attempted to buy something with a stolen credit card, and I had fake IDs on me and credit cards in 3 different names in my possession. I had that in my possession at the time of arrest. So with that being said, so I went down there, investigated it, but this guy racially discriminated against us because when we looked at the camera, none of that happened. None of the things he claimed that was suspicious. I hired a lawyer, over $15,000 in Florida, back and forth to court, and they wanted to see where was this guy ever suspicious, and he did the same thing everybody else that come in that store do. So you really singled him out because he was black attempting to buy a MacBook Pro?
And so they had to drop everything.
Dropped everything, lost the money on the lawyer and the bail, but it was no conviction of it. It was no conviction for that. You know what I mean? Because I actually didn't even attempt to buy the shit. I just kind of scanned the same, but all I really had on me was a fake ID. And then inside the car, they just found a lot of little different miscellaneous, allegedly. You know what I mean? Allegedly, they found all this stuff, but it looked bad. But talked to my lawyer, he just like, we need to tape. I mean, if you did what he said, then that is probable cause. But if not, so back to what I was saying. So, fraud, dark web, anything of that nature is just not worth it. Like most people won't succeed and make close to the number of money that I was able to touch off of that.
What made you this time, because you got out, you've been out 6 years now. What made you not want to go back to something like that or any kind of scam? Because now you have a real career. Finally.
Yeah, okay, finally. So first of all, 19 years, being sentenced to 19 years, doing a total of 11 years, 8 months, close to 12 years of that. Across everything. That's close to 12 years. Man, I don't have much more. I can't do that again. I can't do that. And then I got a family. I have much more to live for these days opposed to back then. It was just risk it all, bet it all, win big, or deal with the downside, which, how bad could it be? So these days, I just realized that in prison, meeting people who I probably wouldn't have been able to talk to had I not went to federal prison. So I worked my way, when I was in prison, I worked my way down from a medium to a low to a camp. So a medium is more hard. It's a little harder core crimes, more politics, drugs, violence, guns. Low, a little less of that, less politics. You can interact with different people, conversate, take these ACE classes, learn from people who you may not have been able to interact with had you not been at the same place they were at the same time. And then a camp, they call it real sweet because you have you have mainly criminals who are financial crime, fraud, scammers, insider trading, tax evasion. You have people who created real multi-million-dollar companies and that did very well for themselves in life that you're able to have access to. So that woke me up that none of the stuff I did was worth anything. So the max I made from doing illicit activity, even if I made $5 million, which I didn't, $1 million is not a lot of money unless you never had it. You get it. It's not going to change your life completely. You're not riding off in no sunset, because as soon as you spend $1, you're not a millionaire no more.
That's right.
So you have to have something beyond that. So me reaching that level twice in my life, once in my 20s, once in my 30s, right? And then losing it, getting wiped out pretty much completely, except for whatever else I was able to fall back on. It gave me like, I did it all wrong. And then listen to a person that, okay, when you get around a person that's doing stuff way better than you, the best thing to do is shut up. So I was able to be quiet around people who I otherwise would not be able to talk to, like high level executives that created $50-100 million businesses. And then when I tell my story and what I'm there for, the risk I took for the small amount of return, they're calling me stupid without calling me stupid. And they're like, how come you didn't go learn this? And I'm like, where in my community were they teaching this? Where would I have learned this? The first time I tried to buy a house when I was rolling hard in the early 2000s, the house was $175,000. I was meeting with this guy who was a realtor and he had access to this house. I brought a bag of money to the meeting, man. He told me, that's not how this go, man. You're not. What are you doing, man? Are you crazy? Like, why would I think to buy a house, I could bring the money there, majority in cash, and then I pay the rest off over a 2, 3, 4 month period? I had no clue that that's not how it went, because nobody told me. I'm in my early 20s thinking I got bags of money. I'm about to go buy a house as simple as buying a used car. No. So now I'm learning more and more about financial literacy from people who really did it. Well, they're stupid because they're in prison. No. They got greedy too. Or maybe some of the things that they're doing that most executives do, they just got caught. Because come to find out that some of these little, tax evasion get you 5 years, tax elusion get you probation. So it's eluding your taxes is one thing, but evading them is you intentionally hid money.
What is the difference?
Eluding is just like you might have. Invasion, you ran off, you never planned on paying, you totally never had good intent. Eluding, like, okay, we see you didn't fill this form out exactly right. The numbers aren't that off, but they're off. We're going to give you a warning, misdemeanor, right? Because people mess up on it. You can't blame the tax preparer because they said this is exactly what you told them to do. You get a warning. But evasion, where you hid millions and millions of dollars intentionally, this is prison time. They don't want to even hear it. You knew what you were doing the whole way. This was your plan. So anyway, high level executives that I may not have got a chance to talk to. So they let me know that I never did much as I thought I did. Although it's never a bragging. So I didn't come here to brag. I'm not acting like I was a kingpin. Never was a kingpin. Never wanted to do kingpin activities. I didn't never want to be on the top of the fraud mountain either, a fraud Mount Rushmore. All I wanted to do is make some extra bread, make a better way for myself, thinking that money was the answer, but it's not. Because as soon as you get the money, you move the goalpost and you're going after another goal, and you're going to continue to try to do something else to get more money. Like, I have no need for me to do a drug deal. I was making good money. Like, as you just said, it was like, no means no. Stop asking me. Had I not agreed to that, who knows what would have happened with exactly what I was doing, but it wouldn't have been as severe as me going to federal prison for, getting sentenced to 7 years, and then, losing pretty much everything and having to start over again. You know what I mean? So meeting those people, learning about real business, learning about what really matters, learning about why don't I have business credit? Why don't I have a real business that's doing legitimate business? Starting from one level, building it up. If you can build a drug organization, if you can deal drugs, can build something legitimate. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. You look at a lot of, I guess at least some drug dealers. It's like, damn, especially when they get high up, right? Mm-hmm. If you had used this in the real world, you could have been something. Because
the margins are low. The margins are low, and you're not contributing to nothing good. So it's kind of like that shit wasn't worth it, especially when you're going to go make a bunch of money and have to give it all back. Like, you're still going to start from a place you could have just started from there in the beginning. Like, so I'm telling everybody that don't do what I did. Like, I was a fool. You can look at a fool. You can look at me, and I'm telling you directly what I did was completely out of pocket, and I didn't have to do it. But nowadays, just doing stuff the right way, and it's not the same money as doing that, but I feel a lot better about it. I'm able to help people. I'm able to really assist people with accomplishing their goals, which means like still people in communities. And
You're building people's credit scores, right?
Well, I'm helping
Right.
with that, because I don't work directly with people's personal information at this point. Like, I just don't even want to get near that, but I have the resources to refer them out and to get them to whatever goal they need to get to with my network. My network now is all legitimate business people. So what it is that I don't have to be ducking, looking over, and it's like the money is good enough where I'm doing well for myself. I mean, yes, I can grow it. Like, I'm gonna meet with a couple other business partners while I'm out here that's showing me how they're killing it and making higher margin, offering different products and services to people who need this. Because in the community where I came from, like, a lot of people don't even know how to form a business entity. It's as simple as going on Google and like a 5 or 7 minute process.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.